Bore da, the verse I have for you this morning is a verse that's found in Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 14. And it reads like this: "The Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and you will call him Emmanuel." Now this verse causes us to ask the question, why wasn't Jesus named Emmanuel? In the prophecy of the virgin birth, the prophet Isaiah is clear. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and you will call him Emmanuel. The prophecy refers to the birth of Jesus, as we see in Matthew 1. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord said through the prophet: the virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. This doesn't mean, however, that the Messiah's actual name would be Emmanuel. You see, there are many names to Jesus given in both the Old Testament and the New Testament, and Emmanuel is but one of them. Isaiah elsewhere prophesies of the Messiah, saying, "He will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." And Jesus was never called by any of those names by his people. He met in Galilee or Judea, and none of them said, "Excuse me, Prince of Peace," or "Wonderful Counselor." Nevertheless, they were actual descriptions of who he was and what he does. The angel said in Luke 1:32 that Jesus will be called the Son of the Most High, and in verse 35, the Son of God. But neither of these was his given name. The prophet Jeremiah, for example, in Jeremiah 23 and verse 5, speaks of him, a king who will reign wisely. And yet nobody called him Your Majesty. Again, he is given the name, and this is the name by which he will be called: the Lord is our righteousness. But Jesus was never called the Lord our righteousness as a name. Nevertheless, we today can call him the Lord our righteousness, because he brings the righteousness to God to us. He is God in the flesh, the one who makes us righteous. As a result of his death on the cross, he imputes to us his great righteousness. Hallelujah. Back in the 30s, there was a man by the name of George Herman Ruth. He was an American professional baseball player whose career in Major League Baseball spanned 22 years, from 1914 through to 35. His family name was George, but to the Americans, he was known by other names: Babe, the Bimbo, the Sultan of Swat, or the Colossus of Clout. These names for Babe Ruth multiplied due to his personal history and his signature talent on the battlefield. In a similar way, we can call Jesus by his given names because we also know that he is Emmanuel, or he is Wonderful Counselor, the Prince of Peace, or the Lord our righteousness. The names of Jesus Christ multiply due to his divine nature and miraculous work. To say that Jesus would be called Emmanuel means that Jesus is God, that he dwelt among us as God in the incarnation, and that he is always with us. This was God in the flesh. Jesus was God making his dwelling among us. This was God keeping his promise. The Virgin bore a son. 2,000 years ago in Bethlehem, we see that baby being born and lowered into the hay for a resting place. That baby, as incredible as it seems, is God. Emmanuel, God with us. No, Joseph didn't name him Emmanuel, but Jesus' nature makes him truly Emmanuel, God with us. Isaiah told us to watch for Emmanuel, the virgin-born Son of God. He will save us. He will reconcile us to God and restore creation to its original beauty. We know him this Christmas as Jesus, but we can also call him God with us, because that's exactly who he is. Let me leave you this morning with the words of Graham Kendrick. Emmanuel, O Emmanuel, bowed in awe we worship at your feet and sing Emmanuel, God is with us, sharing our humanness and shame, feeling our my weakness is my pain, taking the punishment, the blame. Emmanuel, God with us. Dew gyda ni. Pob endydd.